Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Hope all is well. But today I want to do a different video. I guess I'm doing different videos every other day. But this I want to go over arcade sticks. If you're planning to get one, you already have one, struggling, new to arcade sticks, or just, I don't know, just interested in arcade sticks as a hobby or something. Maybe like collectors, for collecting or something. But this is my arcade stick. It's my pride and joy. It's a Mad Catz 2012 Tournament Edition stick. And I believe they had a partnership or something with people that make Blaze Blue, and they only made 1,500 of these bad boys, which I was lucky enough to have one for myself. It's my favorite stick that I have, but I've customized this stick with Razor Pantera. I took all the parts from Razor Pantera, put it all in here, so everything here is basically Razor Pantera. It's 100% a Razor Pantera stick in the body of a Mad Catz stick from 2012, but so pride and joy, very decked out, I would say. It's a very fun stick to use, very enjoyable, very easy, very clicky. It's great. But so what I want to do in this video is just go over arcade sticks. If you're getting one, of course, negatives, cons, some tricks, some tricks that you need to know if you're getting one, or to learn, or just a bunch of stuff, and hopefully to not get frustrated with sticks like I did and go back to pad. Go back to stick, go back to pad, go back to stick, and just keep fighting myself over what I wanted to use. But now that's out of the way, let's start. Of course, I'm using Tekken as my primary game here because I absolutely love Tekken. I think Tekken is a very sick game, especially if you're going to use arcade sticks. But I'm just playing around real quick just to show, I guess, my muscle memory of an arcade stick. Well, I'm still learning, of course. On an arcade stick, there's so much to learn. There's so many inputs to do. It's quite a learning experience when you first get it, because when you first get it, of course, because on a pad you just press one button and it returns back to neutral, but on a stick you have to push it and then let it return to neutral on itself. So that is a very that's something you have to really build up muscle memory. You have to make sure it always returns back to neutral, so that way you don't get stuck, because you can't just do a move forward and then rotate it back. Of course, you'll get missing puts like that, and it'll be very unnatural feeling. But once you get used to moving it and returning back to neutral constantly, and then once you get the hang of that's something that's extremely important, especially for a game like Tekken, where if like you're playing a character that has to, like a Mishima for example, which has to do forward, neutral, and then crouch or half circle, basically. Like, to do these, I keep being forward too, but to do, are you messing up? What to do those, you need to do forward, neutral, and then down, forward, and then boom. Which, of course, I keep struggling because I don't use stick as my primary controller, but I use it as a hobby, as something for fun. But that's just one little importance about neutral, and there's so much still to go over with a stick. Neutral is very important. It'll take time. It'll take a lot of time. You just have to make sure that you don't give up like I did. But I keep coming back to it. I get forced myself to go into training. I pick the easiest characters. I'll just keep doing the same combo over and over in treasure battle versus the AI, and just keep practicing, so that way I'll remember to do the neutral, I'll remember to stop, I would remember directions, because that's a big problem I had when I first got my sticks, because I had multiple. I would press forward and then I would go to do down back, but I would press back because I couldn't figure out where the stick was, so I'd be like holding it like that. I'm like, why is my move not coming out? And then I would try to do down forward, but I'd still get back, and I'll just keep making big mistakes like that, and I'll just keep being frustrated with myself, because of course I just want to go online and then have some fun, do some cool combos, and just really be cool, because when you can actually play stick to the full potential and then style on your opponent and just enjoy yourself and play, it feels really great. It does. Like right now, doing combos on a stick, it feels so much better. It feels so much better compared to a normal pad. It just feels like it feels very rewarding, extremely rewarding. Just being able to. I feel my entire left arm basically shaking with the stick, just because how much momentum and how much I'm quickly moving my arm back and forth all around. Like, it's really sensitive, so you can just go all day with it, just move it constantly as much as you want. And it feels great. It feels great doing combos. It feels better than ever, especially big boy combos. But it's very difficult to actually learn and master. When you get this arcade stick, or just learning an arcade stick now, it'll take quite a long time for you to get proficient at it. It'll take a very long time, maybe months easy, and that's maybe playing an hour a day, something just like that. You could always just put mass time into arcade sticks, especially if you're very passionate about the game and your controller and wanting to improve. So you could always just practice and practice and practice. Or if you just play it here and there, you'll get some muscle memory built up, and then you'll be doing some basic stuff and you'll be enjoying yourself. But definitely you'll probably have to relearn the game with this. You'll have to relearn your fingers, like finger spacing, all that. Like, cause for me, of course when I had this, I kept pressing the wrong buttons, of course, and I was like, damn, this really sucks. Especially since this one, when I first got it, there was these 3 buttons, and then that button as well, which are the main buttons, but most sticks are just these 2 and these 2. Well, this was 3 and then that, but I opened it up, changed that, so it's these 2 and then these 2. So that's how most sticks are. So I changed it to that, which is much easier for me, but most sticks, 99% of sticks will have the normal layout, of course. But, okay, now from speaking away from muscle memory and all that, sticks. Are they better than controller? I would say yes, quite a lot. They're much better than controller. You can easily input so much more stuff, forward back stuff. This character can't do it, but a lot of characters have back and forward, and you can easily do that really quick, back and forth. You can drum your buttons. You can easily just drum them like that, or press both of them at the same time. For really fast inputs, you can easily press multiple buttons at once, very easily. If you want, just press off of them like that, very easily. It's much better than trying to do a claw style on a controller where it's like that. It's just terrible. It's very nice being able to touch all buttons, and then you don't have to bind anything, but you can still bind things to these buttons over here. That's what they're there for. You can bind them as well. And then with binding them, you don't really have to bind them, but just in case if something really difficult they can't do, you can just press these 2 or something like that, and boom, bound. But that really helps. They don't have to bind anything. It's just all right here, easy access. And with arcade sticks, when you're first learning them as well, you'll want to get them. You want to play 2-side mostly, because that's where, to me, it feels the most natural. Most people will agree that it feels extremely natural when play 2-side with arcade stick. That doesn't mean you can't play 1-side. It just depends. But with me, just learning play 2-side, just learning the inputs, the movement, getting that muscle memory, it feels really natural. And especially if you're playing a game like Tekken, where you have to backdash a lot, and then if you're playing a character that has like a wave dash or something like that, it feels extremely natural. A lot of people will probably agree with me on this, but a lot of people also prefer to play 1-side, and that's completely fine. That's up to them. That's up to you what side you prefer. But I just prefer to play 2-side. On controller I prefer to play 1, but I'm also learning to play 2. But you can learn both sides easily with arcade stick. Just I believe play 2-side is just much more natural feeling. And now with these sticks, what type of stick should I get? What type of stick do I want? Well, you can easily get something cheap. I'd say you can easily get $100 stick, $150 stick. You can get I believe Hori has some cheap sticks. If you get a PlayStation, you can also get deals that come with an arcade stick, like a Busa, which are pretty good sticks. Or you can go online, you can look at some cheap sticks. You can find a lot of good cheap sticks, I'd say. You can probably even do eBay, find some old sticks that from like 2012, but you may need an adapter depending on what system you play. This one's an Xbox 360 stick, if you can see from the little logo. But this one's an Xbox 360 stick, but I just use it at home on my PC, so it's completely fine like that. But who knows, you might get a PS4 stick, or you might get a Razer Pantera Xbox 360 version, or not Xbox 360, Xbox One version. And then, I want to play a tournament or something, but it's PS4, you can get an adapter for $40 online. But you don't have to get an expensive stick. You can get cheap sticks, and you can make those sticks play the way you want them. You can just get the most memory, and then if you really like the stick, you want to play on stick, then you can upgrade it as you want. You would actually deck it out the way you want. You can change all the parts. Very, very simple. There's a lot of tutorials online. Easily. You can change all the parts to whatever you want. You can get some custom prints as well. You can get a lot of cool things going, so you can make the stick suit you rather than the other way around, which is completely dope. But I would recommend, if it's your first stick, I'd recommend a $150 stick if that's in your price range. Because I know there's a lot of really good $200 sticks. This one was $300, but that's probably because it's a there's only 1,500 of these made. But it feels good. Even with the old parts, it felt really good. But I just wanted to deck it out my way and put some pride into the stick. And that's what I want to do with my stick. But you can do whatever you want with your stick. You can have a Japanese stick here if you want. You can have a bat top. You can have soundbar pods. You can have LED little lights. You can have anything really. There's so much you can do with a stick. You can get a nifty paint job if you really want. Deck it out, flame it out, make the stick yours, and then you just practice, and really enjoy the game you're playing. It really refreshes any game that you play, because once you play in pad, I haven't played Tekken for 1,000 hours, and sometimes it's like, man, just playing pad, I'm getting frustrated, I just want to have some fun, I'll go into offline, and I'll stick around and be like, yay, stick is fun. Well, I'm planning to eventually transition to stick, but I'm just going to, I'm participating in a Tekken World Tour this year, so I just want to make sure I'm at my best, using what I'm good with, and after that I'll convert the stick, because honestly stick is, to me and a lot of people, once you have a stick you really can't go back. Just the way it feels, just the way it handles. It's extremely nice, and with a stick you can place it on the desk, you can have it on the desk and have arcade experience, like just have it in your lap, just play. And it's very comfortable. It's very, very comfortable. They're very light as well. Like you can get some really big bricks just to sit on your lap. But those are really big arcade sticks. This is just a normal size one. It's probably my smallest stick that I have, besides the Razer Pantera, which is basically like this big. And it's very, very light. But like the Razer Booster is probably about this big. You guys can't see, but it's just slightly bigger than this, and it's a bit heavier, but it also has outer on the bottom to help it stay and stick. So if you play on a table or on your lap, it's very comfortable. This one here is very comfortable. But if I ever had to recommend a stick, it's probably the Razer Pantera, because it's amazing, everybody uses it, but you can do well with any stick, just as long as you put in the time, effort, and then you'll have an amazing little object in your hand. And for me, after I got my first arcade stick, which is this, I started buying arcade sticks just to collect, play around with, mess with them, and see how they handle them. And they're fantastic, they really are fantastic. I guess I found a little hobby that I never thought I would ever have. So now I'm going to make my Razer Pantera project stick. This one is basically a project stick as well, but it's one that I'm actually using. And they're extremely great. I probably should have made another separate video about how to use this properly, but as I said, I'm still learning myself, so maybe in the future. But I just know these are the things that I struggled with, just the inputs, the muscle memory. Because when people first get sticks, they're just going like, it's a bolt top. Depending how much experience you have, if you're going to arcades, you may just hold it and just do that. You may just think that you'll move it back to neutral yourself, but that's not what you should do, because it automatically flicks back to neutral ASAP. On like as soon as you let go, boom, back to neutral. So you can play multiple ways. I used to play like this with my pinky underneath as well, but I moved out of that because it felt really awkward doing play on one side. But then I started learning this. Like you start learning very weird ways to hold the arcade stick, but depending who you are, depending how to play it, it's not a bad thing. A lot of people, like some people play like the arcade stick like this, and where they can press all buttons at once or grab. A lot of people play flat, and a lot of people play with their palm, and they just play with their palm like that. It's weird. It's weird, and then some people like really yank and grab, which you can be aggressive with arcade sticks. They will not break. You can be very aggressive. You can just extremely aggressive. You can be extremely aggressive, and nothing will happen. Designed for that, really. The only thing I'd have to say is be careful with the cord, because some with the cord breaks, I don't think you can replace them. So you gotta be careful of that. And then, so some arcade sticks also can be noisy, but I kind of prefer the noise. Noise is pretty fun to me, just hearing that, because controls are quiet, really. And then when you have a stick, and you hear every little direction clicking. It helps. It helps, I would say. And then, as I said, it sounds nice to me, at least. But some people might get annoyed just because they can be loud. But this one's a more quieter stick. But they're absolutely great things to use. So if you don't like them as well, you can always just go back to pad and have these as just a fun thing. You can also use them outside for fighting games, for games that PS1 games, even or games that don't. You can use them for old school games. Like I'll play Mario Party with this thing just for fun. That's because you can. It's a different experience, but the different experience is worth the money. Especially just get a $100 stick, get a combo stick, and just because they're usually on the cheaper end, just get a combo stick, boom, and save a lot of money. And then if you like sticks, be like, yeah, you know what? In a year after I get good with the stick, I'll upgrade, get a new stick. There's so many sticks out there, so many sticks to suit your needs, especially if the ball tops you can change as well. As I said, you can get a green stick, ball, bat top, ball, the Japanese ball. You can also get hitboxes, which is basically all this, and then just it's basically all these buttons here and then 4 buttons here as well. And that way, they're very easy to play on, extremely easy. But a lot of people find them cheap. That, or you can get a mix box, which is basically just a keyboard version as well. There's all you can. There's also smash boxes, but they look iffy to me. But hopefully you found this video, I guess, to be somewhat educational. I may have just ranted on a bit and just talked a bunch of nonsense. Maybe just lost track. Just talking about the arcade stick, just because it's extremely fun. But I would recommend, if you're thinking of getting one, I'll say go for it. I'll probably sound like a broken record over here, but that's me, and this is that arcade stick that I love. Get yourself one, and hopefully you guys enjoy an arcade stick, or if you do get one, or if you're practicing on one, hopefully you enjoy it. And hopefully in the future when I get better with this and completely convert, I'll make a proper how to use video, and then how I play with my arcade stick. But that'll be it, guys. Take care. I'll see you guys next time.